the schools could not use the historical books anymore, which were written in Soviet because they all were lies. But new were not written. And then I was just to make the program, historical program for about Lithuanian history. And I was doing that job. And just because there were no books, so we were making a program so that students could have something, some source to have this real history.
I'm taking movies of this. Could you explain to the camera what was being done, in 1989?
So people are standing.
Stand up a little closer.
I don't know.
Okay, this was to make a line to protest the government, right? In 1989, and they made a line of people from Vilnius to Tallinn, the 3 Baltic countries.
Is the priest at the cathedral speaking? Then in 1988, the flag it was still Soviet Union, but the flag was frozen, the Lithuanian flag on the shower also. So this movement started earlier and then just...
How long did it take them to set the lineup of people? Were they assigned to certain areas?
Hours. I don't know. It was just organized through the newspapers, through TV, through radio. It was said that this hour we gather, divided into pieces. Yeah. You had to organize things. I just remember we came and we were looking for empty space to stand at. When we found the space, we were driving the car to find the space, and we found the space and stood there.
So what did the newspapers say about this? Because the newspapers were controlled by the government, right?
At that time, no. At that time it was different. As I say, already old books were not used anymore, old history books.
Okay.
So it was 1988, it was really the break of this independence movement.
Okay, so you were able...
Nobody was forbidding things. It was such
okay.
very alive situation.
So
everything was allowed, nothing, no rules.
So you had a free press then, starting in 1988?
Yeah, it was quite, because to start the free press you also need period when,
to get organized and get it going.
Because still the Soviet army was standing here, but it was not.
And then their first ones were probably afraid because they might change their mind too, and then arrest them.
It was Gorbachev time, and his policy somehow was he was proclaiming democracy, so he could not do that like that. So
but now
he was visiting also Lithuania, and he was trying to show that it is democratic.
But now you got Putin, and he says they got a free press and democratic, but there's been about 90 press people that have been killed.
They are standing quite close, with crossed hands.
What period is this? 1989?
Yes.
Summer?
Yeah, August 23. It's the Ribbentrop-Molotov Pact date, so to say, the anniversary of the date when Lithuania was made part of Soviet Union. Agreement between Hitler and Stalin, which made Baltic states part of Russia, part of Soviet Union.
Is it possible to buy a film of this?
What is the question?
A video? Is it possible to buy a video of this?
If you Google Baltic Chain or Baltic Way, you will find a lot of films.
Oh, okay.
Films and songs and different.
Would there be something in the town? They wouldn't sell it downstairs, would they?
Taking movies.
I'm not sure.
Sorry?
They're taking movies of this.
Oh, yeah, but perhaps you may retrieve the movies on the internet.
Yeah, that's, she said, yeah.
No. The symbols coming from that time, I don't know, mostly, in my experience, there are songs. There were songs created about those three states, about this independence and so on.
Was there a coordination with the three republics?
Of course, it was coordination, but as I say, it was not clear will it function or not because it's such a long distance, 600 kilometers. So it was amazing that it functioned.
There must have been a lot of country areas where there weren't many people, and so...
It would not be very structured because it is, it's as when you go voting, you are free to choose if you go or not. And it's the same if you go to stand on that way or not. So, as I say, we did not know where to stand, but we just drove and found the place.
So how many miles would that be from
I don't know in miles, 600 kilometers.
600 kilometers?
Can you convert? Yeah.
I wonder, are you could coordinate as Lithuanian is mostly Catholic, Estonia they are Orthodox, and Latvia they are Protestant.
They're Lutheran, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So did the church play some role or not? In the three churches.
The church up till that time was almost forbidden. It was functioning, but very small amount in Soviet times. The churches were given back only after 1990. So it was before
So
the
you did
church
not receive support from the Polish or the Catholic Church to uprising here, to your uprising.
I cannot say about Polish, have not heard about that. It was somehow more meant as the Baltic states because they had the common history. Poland was more free because it was not part of Soviet Union, also not part of this Ribbentrop.
Yeah.
So these people
So
are
they are
looking
driving
for a
to the place. Yes, it was like that.
Driving?
Exactly.
Which direction to?
So from Vilnius north to north.
It started here.
From
Towards
Vilnius
Riga.
to north to St. Petersburg.
No, it was from Vilnius to Tallinn.
Ah.
This distance.
It started right at this castle.
So they had to drive to find a place to stand, isn't it?
While she's washing the castle, the towel or something.
That was her job. She couldn't quit. She didn't have the day off.
Or maybe she pouring the flowers. So it all was very new. Also flags were, it was not used up till that time, the flag. The Soviet flags were used and now they
The yellow, blue and green flag was invented in that period or it was coming
It was
from?
invented in 1918, in the beginning of
cool.
the 20th century, but then it was forbidden to use it. So priests are also taking part, they were happy about it.
Is this where I turn my camera on?
We take all the food.